ritornati a Rapture e finalmente è venuto il momento di parlare con Jonone. John, thank you for having us here. Just pass.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
First of all, I want to start on how you started painting New York back in the days.
I started by painting on the streets, street culture. I'm part of that whole movement of the streets, and before it was considered urban world, urban wear, anything like that. I was a participant in the hip-hop movement, you could say, which was like breakdancing, DJing, graffiti, and all the other stuff, all the other disciplines.
You started with some masters. There were just people before you.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't. You just don't start with them. I was a fan of all. So I seen trains like by Lee, by Futura, by Ramo Z, by A1. So before I even started to practice my own art, I was a fan of what the other people were doing in front of me.
Now you have masters like Futura, who are selling a lot of art, even on canvas and stuff.
He's done clothes, toys and stuff like that. And there's other people involved too.
And how it came that a guy like you starting putting his name on trains became something else and evolved and stuff?
I kind of sum it up by I became a product of my environment. Like everybody else was, there was a whole energy going on in New York. You would see graffiti all over the streets and people were breakdancing in 42nd Street. There was drugs, there was crime, there was buildings that was burning down. There was all these elements that turned me into somebody that walked around the market and started to write my name. So I was just a product of my environment.
You evolved also as a group with 156 in the group.
Yeah, 156, But there was, the latest one was O'Clock. Which kind of inspired me into doing what I'm doing today, which is, O'Clock, he was 156, he was painting all over Paris, on trains, in the walls. And I seen this young kid doing it, which is O'Clock, of course, and I said to myself, I gotta try to not create the same energy, but I was inspired by him more. Paris was the capital of hip-hop at the time, so that's one of the reasons why I came, because they had Stalingrad, and all you old school European graffiti writers know Stalingrad was like the mecca of graffiti in Europe. You had Bando, you had Motu, you had Shoe, you had Locust, you had the BBC. So I was at the center of Europe in my field, because there wasn't really no real hip-hop movement outside. I didn't study a lot of classic art, but I have a PhD in street art. So I think that's it balanced things out. Plus since being around artists, you kind of know and see and get inspired. Now, I was mostly a train bomber. I'm not really what you would say street art. I never really painted too much in the streets. So when you see my stuff, there is sort of like that energy, but I say it comes more from vandalism, because I am above all a vandal. I'm not a street artist, which was more community conscious and trying to make things nice for the community. I am a vandal, that's all I am. And I just was vandalizing trains and going inside and kicking doors, and you kind of feel it with my paintings, because it's like a raw energy of to do this type of work, you have to do violence upon yourself, because I must have wrote my name at least 20,000 times, so it's not something that you do lightly. You have to put violence for yourself in order to produce this, and at the end I think you got a good result. I mean, that was the evolution, because everybody else was painting more b-boy characters and guys with double goose writing their names on the side of a train. And I was the only guy that was really just doing abstract work. In the beginning, people were saying, what the fuck is that? What is that shit? And then little by little, people started to understand that I was more trying to recreate a feeling and just give something fixed and easy to understand.
See? Hey, rock and roll!
Bye.